Hey guys, what is up? It's Dusty here, and welcome back to another crypto video. And once more, it's been a pretty crazy day. And I know I say that very often, but that's mostly because every time I watch the prices again, or every time I watch the news, something really crazy does happen. It's like time upon time again. So I want to quickly start it off by saying Stuart here and Ripple have been putting in the most, and I'm honestly quite happy to be an XRP holder. I'm not even going to lie. I'm holding strong, not really thinking about selling. I have thought, of course, about selling, buying back, like I have tried a couple of times here, but I'm not really thinking about selling long term. I'm still quite convinced the project is going to be rock solid, and one good point for all of that is this, what we talked about a little bit earlier, but basically Ripple saying they haven't given up and things are going to be looking gloomier as they'll figure it out in court. Now, with that said, guys, we are giving away $100 worth of crypto the first time a video hits 1,500 likes within 24 hours. And all you have to do is make sure you press the like button, make sure you are subscribed, and make sure you comment something down below. All right, so Stuart here said, while we would have preferred to achieve regulatory clarity through thoughtful rulemaking or legislation, it's now up to the courts, not Twitter hot takes. What hasn't changed is our steadfast commitment to constructive regulatory engagement. In just the last week or so, the SEC chair, 6 of his division directors, the SEC's chief economist, and the general counsel have all departed. We look forward to working with all the commissioners and the SEC's new leadership once appointed in 2021. So, I kind of find this vague in a certain way, as I've thought about this, right? Why would all those guys leave at exactly the same time? To me, that doesn't really make too much sense unless they also had some bigger plan in mind. Because basically what they did is they sued Ripple and they're like, well, we're out. So we're suing you guys, but we're not going to take care of any of the real suing or really anything for that matter. We're just going to put this to the next administration and we're gone. Basically, if anything turns bad, it is them, not me, that you're going to have to come back to. I find that really strange. And reading Ripple's kind of statement back towards the SEC, I also got another little bullish influx. Of course, the price went up with about 30% or so, but a couple of really important hints are, for example, that XRP is considered a viable investment, or I should say currency, or at least the rules are clear in a couple of countries like UK, Japan, Switzerland, and Singapore. You know, when you think about it that way, it's like Ripple is just being held back by the US here, and it's kind of strange that all these other countries see XRP as a decentralized asset and just understand what it really is for, except for the US, who is just trying to crack down crypto. But still, guys, we're extremely bullish right now because this stuff does not make sense. Anders said here, I'm no lawyer, but it would seem to me that new people at the SEC could impact negotiations with Ripple. Apparently, Ripple could choose to settle any time, according to some Twitter lawyers. It might be unlikely since Brad has indicated he wishes to fight this in the courts. So I actually also think that they can actually get this done rather quickly, but if you read this little report here, they have actually said here that in a couple of weeks from now, they'll be filing a response to address these unproven allegations against Ripple. Now, I don't know how in court this works perfectly, but I kind of feel as if they just want to collect evidence that they're not a security, and they're working really, really hard on trying to prove that to the public. And first prove it to the public, then prove it to the SEC, of course, in the letter that they also make public. And hopefully from that point on forward, they might actually not have to go through court, but I kind of feel as if they're prepared to go to court, but they would rather just prove their innocence if it would be easier. But maybe I'm mistaken, though. Maybe I'm wrong. I just kind of feel as if they're saying, we're not really tired to go to court. We find that completely a viable option, but we'd rather just give you guys a complete response to all your claims and explain why it's just plain up wrong. Now, in a certain degree, I also don't understand why they're taking weeks for that instead of like like maybe 1 week or a couple of days, as of course they got to figure these things out, but what else are they doing right now? I mean, literally, this is like the number one priority that Ripple has. I think like all members should be working on this. All 500 Ripple employees should be working on this right now. But I guess they just give themselves a few weeks because you got to really figure it out tightly. You cannot make any mistakes, and you got to contact a lot of people to get this done. So I do get it, but it's really annoying for all of us as holders as, again, things are just extended then a little bit, which pushes people's patience. A lot of people have already sold now again. It's going to push a lot of people's patience, but still, guys, I'm buying every single day. I'm still very much excited. Then Gordon Gekko here, pretty well-known guy here in the XRP community, has been going on some crazy rant. I have no idea what he's trying to achieve here, but it could be that he's just trying to look like one of the Riddlers or something like that. Xaz said, screenshot this, XRP holders will have SEC clarity judgment on January 3rd, 2021. Even our children will be smiling. And there's two pictures here, this one and this one. To me, again, these things are dumb as can be, but Sir Gordon said, oh my god, the Flare snapshot XRP will be recompensated for any losses. That will happen post, yada, yada, yada. I really don't know what he's doing. Maybe he got hacked. Or maybe he's lost his mind a little bit. Or maybe he's just being very satirical to everything. I have no idea. But he's going pretty crazy. And I have no idea what to expect here or what he's trying to do. Point to me is, I don't believe in any of these bigger domino, insider, connecting type of ordeals. But maybe that's just me. I'm not too much into the Ripple Riddles. I don't believe them, but hey. Also, I've been thinking about this for a little while, right? And what I'm talking about here is Elon Musk just put up a tweet which read, all Tesla cars delivered in the final 3 days of the year will get 3 months of the full self-driving option for free. Delivery and docks must be fully completed, though, by midnight 31st. Then David Gokhshtein, a very big crypto bull and huge giveaway guy, said, I'll buy it if you accept Bitcoin or Doge. Literally, make it a story, Elon. Crypto community buys a Tesla with BTC or Doge, you will double your money, they'll forget about Jeff Bezos or Amazon. I thought about this, and the main reason I'm saying that is because this, of course, is a huge use case for cryptocurrency. I mean, it could have been that he said XRP, Bitcoin, it doesn't really matter. It's a huge use case for cryptocurrency. The thing, however, is you should ask yourself, is a use case like this actually a bullish thing? Why? Well, even though the speculators will put in a lot more money, and thus, on the short term, you'll get a boost and people will be happy. Over a longer period of time, all that's happening is people are using their crypto, whom might be holding a little bit longer, that could be, but they're using that crypto to send it to Tesla, who will most likely sell that crypto instantly because of all the taxes, and that it's most likely a lot better to just sell it instantly. So the value is kind of locked, but it's just a payment option. So you're basically getting nothing in return there. You're just getting a lot of sell pressure because everybody who's buying a Tesla then with crypto, you just know that if 100 people are buying a Tesla, let's say it's $100,000, you do the math there, $100,000 times what was it saying actually? Oh yeah, times 100 a day, for example. That's the amount of Bitcoin selling pressure that we just created for ourselves then. So I don't really like that too much. Unless, of course, these guys are first buying the Bitcoin to then sell it over to then to sell, which would be a net of zero. But I kind of feel as if a lot of these guys would just hold Bitcoin and then decide to spend it because they can. I just thought about that right now. Talking about Bitcoin, Barry Silver just said, you all clearly want Grayscale to hit 20 billion in AUM in 2020. I'll take it. So basically, in the next couple of days, he's going to buy a freaking ton of this. It would be pretty damn crazy because he's at 19 or so. But I guess he wants to top it up to 20. And on that same kind of note, he is also buying XRP, by the way. A lot of people forgot that. He hasn't gotten it in his little thing right here, but he actually does have XRP. I had it open somewhere right here. We'll see it in just a second, I guess. Maybe it's somewhere down below. I don't really remember exactly where it was. No, I cannot find it really quickly here. It was somewhere down below here, though, that he does have a lot of XRP. The Mona Lisa said, at some point during these XRP dump, we're going to see a massive pump. Who's with me? I just found it interesting. A lot of people said, why would it pump? And even us, we were kind of confused, like, why would it do that? Well, it did, though, because Ripple came back and said, we're fighting, we're going for this, and they responded to the SEC. Even though their full response is not out there just quite yet, we do have kind of an entry point now, which, again, I really like because it gives us another bullish narrative, really, for the bigger picture. Like, we can just have some ammunition right now to keep it going for the next couple of months. At first, it was only delisting after delisting, and I told you guys in a video already, we just need one bullish little push so we can get through, and this is it, at least in my opinion. And then Stephen Bull from the Deep said the SEC can put Ripple out of business and force exchanges to delist XRP, at least for the US. But they're not able to force anyone, even US citizens, to switch off XRP nodes. Why? Because XRP is a decentralized digital asset. SEC News didn't get this. You know, one thing that they can also not do is not allow you to hold it anymore in your own wallet. Why? Well, they might, okay, maybe I should say it differently. They might not allow you to have the coins, so you should sell them or something like that, because the SEC has that kind of power where they can tell you to do it. However, if you have your money on an exchange, this can be kind of forced upon you. If you have your money, however, on a ledger or something like that, it kind of knows no bounds. It kind of knows no country. I'm not going to recommend this to anybody. This is not a recommendation. This is not financial advice. This is actually maybe not legal. But I'm just saying you could, theoretically speaking, decide to never talk about this XRP again to any tax service in the world. And it will most likely go away quite fine. And if you ever needed it in the future, you'd have to look for a very sketchy way to get it back, most likely. But you could also just say that you forgot about it because, well, your ledger was lost. You thought you'd never have that money again. I kind of think it should work, theoretically. Maybe you're going to have some back taxes, but it's also not that crazy if the U.S., is rational in that sense because, well, people can't lose their cryptocurrency keys and find it back after 20 years. It could happen. I don't know how they can really, do something about that since you are your own bank. So if you lose your money, well, you're not, of course, counting that money anymore. So I don't know how that works officially, actually, anyway. Like, for example, if you have cash, at least in the Netherlands here, if you have 500 euros plus, you have to pay tax on your cash. But if you lost your cash and you found it back later, the only thing you can do is, file a letter to the taxman saying, hey, I should have paid this amount of taxes. Here we go. But if you find it, for example, 7 years later, then all of a sudden you have to add that amount to all 7 of your, your tax bills. That's a little bit strange, right? Because you're going to have to pay tax 7 times on that money. With also inflation on top of it, that leaves nothing left, kind of. Harras, whatever, said here, the end of XRP scammers, and this is mostly just referring to people who actually want to buy or talk about XRP, as he's calling it the toilet pattern where it just really goes down into the shitter, I want to say. CBCI here said, though, I find it interesting, Grayscale added over 6% to their XRP stash, all during this dip. It's actually fun to see how a lot of institutions are still buying, even though the general narrative has been quite negative for XRP, that actually doesn't really show the bigger picture for it. There's still quite a ton of demand, there's still a ton of people buying, and I don't think that will ever really stop, at least not in the short term. Here, I was just seeing a tweet from Peter Schiff who said, Ripple just ripped below 20 cents. It traded above 60 earlier this month. Almost 70% of its market cap got erased in less than a month, solely based on the SEC's allegation that it is a security. What happens to the price of Bitcoin if the SEC alleges that it is a security too? So, the SEC has already said Bitcoin is not a security, so I don't know about that. He, however, claimed that, well, the SEC can switch their mind and Bitcoin doesn't actually need to have a CEO for this to work, but whatever. What happens to Bitcoin if SEC alleges that it is a mushroom? That's a better question, maybe, because this is just stupid. And then Minus Wells here said, Ripple lawsuit on Fox News just went mainstream. Don't let Fox hear you call them mainstream. I don't want television, yada, yada, yada. Well, I kind of feel as if this is also another point where Ripple is just being put into a lot of attention, right? Maybe it's actually not real, by the way, right? Because nobody can find it, apparently. And I don't watch Fox, in that sense, so I have no idea if this is really true. Because he's just replying in a strange way, so it might just be fake. He might actually be an XRP hater. I have no idea. Maybe it's just a satirical piece. I have no idea, to be honest, guys, on this one. I actually thought he'd just have a link, but okay, so I cannot really confirm that really happened. Let's quickly see this one. I found this one interesting. Willy Wonka said, the big whales bought your bags. Congrats on your weak-minded move to ADA and VET. Hold XRP, Wonka knows. And that is actually because of a couple of hours ago when XRP did a plus 30% rush in 1 hour. Marius here said, be prepared to be blown away with XRP. Grayscale, I think, possibly quietly increased XRP stake 36%, not 6%, now hiding data. A 14 December 2020 value 46.80 divided times, or maybe that's an asterisk for just, I guess, clarification, or maybe it's a times 0.50395. December 29th, 2020 value 26.76 divided asterisk 0.21413. The formula of A is 92. Okay, maybe he's just trying to say, no, I have no idea what he's trying to do. Value 46.80 divided time. No, okay, maybe I'm stupid. 36% unit increase. At least A is 92. B is 125. 46.80 divided times 0. No, I'm stupid. It must be. Why does it say divided and then times? Value divided times. Or maybe it's already value divided. Maybe that's just a name. Value 46 divided. Maybe. Maybe I'm just really dumb. I have no idea what this is trying to say. I should have just spent a little second looking at these numbers here. But of course, again, I didn't watch this earlier. I'm just checking this out right now. I have no idea. Even though I know how to do math, but this, it's I don't know what he's trying to say. I just don't know what he means. But maybe because he likes mathematical equations is what he does all the time. Maybe he has a strange way of noting this. Or, once more, I'm quite stupid. Could also be the case. Definitely could be the case. So the point being, I do think that a lot of media attention is actually being brought in because of this lawsuit as, well, it's all going pretty damn trending. So it may be that actually in the end, we'll only get more and more members hopping on, even though a lot of people left their ship. For right now, though, we're just buying the bag and everything's looking pretty damn gloomy, at least for me, because, well, we're just picking up more, so what is there to worry about? Guys, thank you all for watching this video. Hopefully you all enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you press the like button and subscribe, and I will definitely see you guys again in another crypto video.